Welcome, TrueBuild members. Today we're going to be discussing how you can update and or dispute information on your Equifax Commercial report. And what we're going to be covering is that while Equifax has multiple ways that you can view your reports, there's really only one way that they will accept to dispute your information. So we're going to be looking at how you can request the necessary report and form for processing a dispute, the process to submit the dispute, and then also the process for updating information on Equifax as well. So let's talk about what Equifax requires for initiating a dispute for your company. Monitoring your reports through NAV and eCredible are really great ways for identifying potential issues on your reports, but Equifax requires that you request a research request form directly from them, as well as a report, and that is a way that they will process a dispute. Now, sometimes when you put in that request to them for the research request form and report, they may only send the research request form because a lot of times they only send the report if there's been an inquiry on your company within the last 60 days. So in that case, you can submit just the research request form all filled out, and you can use the information on your NAV or eCredible reports to complete that research request form. All right, what are the steps for requesting the research request form and report? So you want to review your reports, identify any negative information that there may be. And this could also be if you received a denial letter from a creditor that cited it was due to your Equifax report. That tells you there's something there that needs to be addressed. And then so you're going to use our email template in the Action Tools section of your membership login, where it says Research Request Form Instructions. This will give you all the information that you need to put in your email to Equifax along with a template. And then you're going to format that email, send it on to Equifax, and they will reply with a confirmation email. And then within about 24 to 48 hours, you'll receive an email with the research request form and report. It is an encrypted email, so you'll have to just follow the steps to unlock it with the verification code and all of that, and then you'll be able to access what you need to process your dispute. So what is that process for submitting the dispute then? You're going to use the report that Equifax sent, if you did receive one, and identify any of the negative information that's listed on the report. You're just going to mark it, circle it, cross it out, and then complete the research request form. You'll need to complete one research request form for each item that you're disputing, and then you're going to compose a new email. And you're going to use our Equifax dispute template in your action tools to format that email. And then you're going to attach the two documents from Equifax, the research request form, the report. And you're going to send that to commercialdisclosures@equifax.com. And then Equifax will send you a confirmation that they received it. And then processing usually takes about 30 days. And then they'll send you a completion email with the results of their dispute investigation. Now, we're going to just go over quickly an example of that so that you can kind of see how it all works. Here is an example of the research request form all filled out. You're just going to go ahead and put in your name, your company information, and then right down here where it says name of reporting company, you'll get that information from whatever Equifax report that you're viewing and write in what they have listed that the name of the account is. This one was Commercial Card. And then they typically don't give you the full account number, so just put in what they have for you. And then under nature of dispute, you're going to say not ours. And then this goes along with what we talked about in the Dun & Bradstreet and Experian dispute sections, where vendors, if the Bureau reaches out and says to identify this account, a lot of times they don't respond. Whereas if we're asking them to verify the validity of the information, a lot of times they do respond and verify it. So you just want to click not ours. And then you're going to print your name, your position with your company, sign and date the form, and again, fill one out for each account that you have. This dispute had 5 different accounts that we were disputing. So we'll see we have 5 of them. A little tip on filling out the research request form. If you have multiple accounts that you're disputing, you can fill out this top header information and the bottom information and then make copies of it so that you only have to fill it out once, and then you can just fill in this information for each account. And then as you can see, here's our report that Equifax sent us, and we marked up all the negative information so that we can identify that for Equifax on the dispute process. And then again, save it as a PDF and attach it to your email. So that is how we process a dispute. What about updates? Equifax usually communicates that they don't process updates, that the way to update information is to make sure that all of your information with all of your creditors, suppliers, vendors is accurate and current so that they report that information to your Equifax report. So the first step is to make sure that all of your information with your suppliers, vendors, creditors is current and up to date. And Equifax also says if you have multiple listings for your company, that they typically report all to the same report. So if you notice, if you're able to view different reports, Equifax reports for your company, and you notice that they have different EFX IDs, then it might not be the case that they're pointing to the same report. So you want to just verify that with Equifax and have them process a merge if needed. I've seen it a few times. Most of the time, they're just reporting variations of previous addresses. So they just display as different listings, but they do actually point to the same report. We've had lots of clients have success with processing updates with Equifax through the dispute process. And so you can just request the research request form and fill it out. And we're going to go over an example together. We don't guarantee that this will work 100% of the time, but again, based on, just feedback from our clients, several have been able to update information with Equifax using these channels. So let's hop over and take a look at an example. Here is a research request form that we have, that we filled out all of the information. Now, if they send it to you and up here you see that your address information is incorrect, you're just going to cross it out, write in the correct information, and then down here you're going to, under nature of dispute, check the box that says other, and then write a brief description of the information that you want them to update, and then print, position, sign, date. And then you'll send that the exact same way that you did a dispute. Okay, and then, so let's just go ahead and wrap everything up today. NAV, eCredible, they're both great ways for knowing what's going on with your reports, but Equifax does have a specific way to process disputes, and that is through requesting a research request form and report directly from them, and you want to use those to submit your dispute request. Now, if you do not receive a report with the research request form, you absolutely can use the information off of your NAV or eCredible reports to go ahead and fill out the research request form. And then we do recommend using that same dispute process to update any information that you need to with your Equifax reports, but just know that Equifax may not accept the request. And but just wanted to also reiterate that many of our clients have had success using this, so it's absolutely worth a shot at doing it. And that concludes our Equifax section. You made it through Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Our next videos are going to be addressing all the other various kind of sub business credit bureaus that you may encounter through your business credit journey. So we'll be diving into those next, and so we hope to see you there. Bye for now.